Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we unpack the financial secrets companies try to keep hidden. And today we're diving into Tectonic Financial Inc., a company that might just be changing its stripes. Get ready, because Tectonic Financial is making some pretty big moves, spinning off a whole business and changing up who's in charge. So, what is the big story here? Tectonic Financial is basically going through a major split. They've got this subsidiary called Tectonic Advisors LLC, which they're calling Spinco. Tectonic Financial is separating this Spinco business from its own operations. And then they're giving all of Spinco's stock to certain owners of another company called Kane Waters and Associates. Think of it like a company deciding to give away a part of itself to other people. This whole deal is laid out in something called a separation agreement. It's a pretty complex plan where Tectonic Financial will transfer its Spinco business to Spinco itself. After that, Tectonic Financial will hand over all of Spinco's shares to these Kane Waters folks. Now for the juicy financial bits, Tectonic Financial is getting 1.53 million shares of its own stock back, which is about 22.25% of its total shares. Plus, they're getting a $35 million promissory note from Spinco. This note is a promise to pay, and Kane Waters is basically saying they'll make sure it gets paid if Spinco can't. Here is where it gets interesting. Spinco is going to immediately pay off that $35 million note to Tectonic Financial. And what will Tectonic Financial do with that cash? They're talking about paying down some of their debt, around $12 million, and maybe buying back some of their own preferred stock, which is about $17.25 million. They might even buy back their own common stock. This sounds like they want to clean up their balance sheet and become a leaner company. Of course, all of this is still subject to a bunch of conditions. They need a tax opinion from some lawyers to make sure this is all good for tax purposes. They need to follow all the rules and laws, get necessary approvals, and basically make sure nothing goes wrong before they can actually do it. They've also signed up for some side agreements. A tax matters agreement to figure out who pays what taxes. A transition services agreement, which means Tectonic Financial will probably help Spinco out with things like HR, and financial services for a while as they get on their feet. Now, let's talk about people. Two directors, Stephen B.C. Lapp and Thomas Sanders, are stepping down. They were involved with Kane Waters and owned shares in Spinco. Because of this deal, they're going to resign from the board of Tectonic Financial, T-Bankshares Inc., and T-Bank NA right after this spin-off is complete. The report says there are no disagreements, so it looks like a clean break. And in a move that makes sense given this split, Tectonic Financial has created a new wholly owned company called Tectonic Capital Advisors, or TAC. This new outfit is going to be a registered investment advisor, basically handling portfolio management and advisory services. It seems like they're setting up TAC to focus on what Spinco will be doing. Looking at the exhibits, we have the main separation and distribution agreement, which is the big daddy of this whole deal. There is also the tax matters agreement and the transition services agreement, plus there are amendments to some other agreements involving Kane Waters and T-Bank NA. This shows that while they're spinning off a business, there are still many intertwined relationships. And finally, the report is signed by a Haag Sherman, who is the Chief Executive Officer. He is the one officially putting his name on this report, confirming everything. So, what is the big picture here? Tectonic Financial is making a strategic move to separate a part of its business, potentially to unlock value or allow each part to focus on its own growth. They're using the cash from this separation to pay down debt and strengthen their own financial position. The departure of two directors suggests a realignment of leadership to fit the new structure. The creation of Tectonic Capital Advisors also signals a clear intention for future growth in that specific advisory business. The risks are mainly in making sure all these conditions are met and that the separation goes smoothly without any unexpected tax or legal headaches. Overall, Tectonic Financial seems to be making a calculated move to simplify its structure and streamline its operations, which could be a positive sign for its future if executed well. Alright, that is our breakdown of Tectonic Financial's latest filing. What is your take on these separation plans and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.